Alright, what's up? I'm recording this Jungle Nest video for the people who were thinking, is Jungle Nest good? Is he bad? What? Because I think he is sort of a little underrated, and I just wanted to see sort of how things would go if I were to jungle him. I think a lot of people put too much reliance on his, like, oh fuck, I didn't want to buy boots. This is a lower level account, and I don't have, armor runes, so I only have 30 armor, as you can see, which is a little bit low, but anyway, I wanted to show sort of what Jungle Nasus would be like. I mean, he did recently get buffed, also. The buffs plus the, a lot of people said that Jungle Nasus was bad, kind of from this Season 1 mentality, where single target, individual camps took a much longer time to clear. But the buffs to his lifesteal, the buffs to his E, his Spirit Fire, seem to make him a pretty good choice in this kind of jungle meta. You max E, you followed by W. You don't put any points in Siphoning Strike because you can't really farm it up, and because Siphoning Strike, it's not all there is to his kit. So really, what you want to use this for is like an auto attack reset. But you're not like solo top Nasus who wants to farm that up. Instead, you're going to rely on the damage, the AoE damage, and the armor shred on E, as well as the power of Wither in a jungle gank. And then of course your ulti is like crazy source of AoE magic damage, excellent source of health, and it also adds to your AD based off the nearby enemy's health. So this is a lower level game. I am on my smurf, so most people are going to be fresh level 30s and things like that. So you can't really expect a high level team coordination. As you can see, Botlin's just sitting here in the turret, not even helping at wolves. So it's not really the best example. I mean, obviously he is going to clear a little bit slower than say an Udi or something like that. But I think the point I'm trying to make is that even though he clears slower, he does have a ton of utility in his kit. Oh shit, I just realized I played that wrong. I should have put my E over to here to the right, but I'm not really focusing when I'm talking. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and smite this early because I know they're not counter jungling, as we, for some reason, we're running CV, which is another one you don't see every day. And we did CV, 3 of them over here, so I knew I could smite earlier, which does give me a little bit of a quicker clear time later on. I can use my smite like at red or something earlier on. I didn't actually get a point in Q just to show that you could do it without Q. I mean, it does of course speed your clear times up, and it does give you a little bit of extra damage later on. But I just wanted to do that to show that you don't need to do damage. It's all just about getting that massive AoE damage down from E. I also don't think this jungle Jarvan is going to nade. I'm really regretting not getting Q, as Wither won't really be doing a whole lot for me right now. I'm also noticing that, like, I am taking a lot more damage than I normally would with a proper rune page, which would consist of attack speed, reds, and cloth armor to start with. Also, I mean, I should have just gone that Q. That was really dumb of me. And I probably should have started cloth armor. So, I mean, this is a bad example because I'm getting a lot lower than I otherwise would need to. But, yeah,
First blood.
I also like how I haven't casted bot. It's like, what, did you just get tower dived or something? So, the combination of me starting boots, and the fact that I don't have the runes, like I probably should have started cloth armor, and I probably should have
do not try my patience.
Put more runes in from my mastery. Put more armor in runes, and start with cloth armor. It would have made my jungle a lot safer. So I am a lot lower than I otherwise, should be. Olaf also doesn't seem to know about the B button.
Yes.
So I'm just thinking here. I don't think I'm gonna go for a Madrids. I don't think I'm gonna go for a regular Madrids. I'm just gonna go sort of, tanky AOE, like a Udyr or a Mundo. They don't really need the procs. Even someone like a Shyvana you can get away without building it, even though I personally build Wriggles on Shyvana. Anyway, I'm just going to go for that double GP5 build and just really be a damage soak I also don't know why I came here because I don't think it's up. I should have gone with my golems. The other problem is that I'm not really focusing on the game because I'm just focusing on what I should be talking about, and that does waste a lot of time. But yeah, I'd probably want to run 21-9. 0-21-9 for this. Because I mean, it just makes the most sense. You know, you want that. You want the things like the CDR and the movement speed and utility, and then you can also get the movement speed from defense. And you'll notice I did run Ghost. Because the theory is just like, you pop your ulti, you run at people with Ghost, and that's like all you really need. But you can see, pretty much I one-shot this raid camp with Spirit Fire at level 4. So it's not like he clears slow, and he's sort of just like those other farm junglers.
There, for grace, I go.
You know, I just think it's a little bit stronger than people would otherwise think.
If it is your
And now we'll
wish.
see what things are really like as I actually go for a gank. It's a really like gank. Like had I started with like, actually I think he's maybe warded it even. So he's just going to be able to like leap strike away. So I'm just wasting a lot of time up here. But I mean, I clear so fast, it's like there's nothing for me to really do, you know. I'm just going to go back, get that Philistone, and then make it over my rolls. Which I could have done without ganking. But really the power of Jungle Nasus would be ganking an overextended lane. Like when they're at their turret. Because it is a soft CC, and soft CC, you know, any sort of slow Mundo Cleaver or anything like that, they can always just run into the vicinity of their turret because League of Legends is such a short map. But if they're like all the way over here, you could get off like 2 withers in the time it takes them to run back their lane.
Has been slain.
Man, that guy's getting
Where
decked.
angels fear. Do not try my patience.
Oh, here comes Jungle QQ.
If it is your wish.
Zeal. Perfect response. Zeal.
There, for grace, I go.
So like I said, you know, early level game, like, you know, things like having an AP mid without CC, it's just like, you know, it's not standard.
Yes, summoner.
I think I kill it that fast. It's not standard, and you know, it really does hurt your ability to gank, gank mid lane. So, I mean, I can see sort of the weaknesses, but like I said, you know, this is something that I'm saying is underrated in team play, sort of the way Shyvana was underrated in solo queue, and then M5 used her to her strengths, and then people realized how good she
If it
was.
is your
So,
wish.
Before Ziggs ulti.
Do not try my patience.
Oh, I should have stepped further. I think I can kill here. Push the flash. So I misplayed that. That's not a weakness of Jungle Nasus, it's a weakness of being a fucking noob.
Awaits.
So I've got my Philistone, I'm fucking CSing like a boss. Like, this is as fast of a clear time as like
Yes, summoner.
a Udyr or something. Like, this Spirit Fire is just crazy amounts of damage. So like I said, I'd probably want to run with attack speed reds. I don't even know what I'm running right now. I assume it's AD, yeah. It's either AD or Magic Hands. This is an account for playing APS on, so I don't really have, you know, a good rune. Rim page. At any rate, you know, it's just kind of a fast farm type jungler, where if lanes were overextended, I'd be able to just shut them down with Wither, which I am going to max after Spearfire. But unfortunately, that's really going to be the case this game. They are all just push. And I guess I could just show up and be scary. Like, I just showed up to that, oh wow, good job there. They snapped that thing. Hopefully this Jarvan continues to chase. That's probably fucked. Yeah, I mean, I didn't get counter jungled, which is the reason I got that Wither. I guess if you know you're not going to get counter jungled, you can just go ahead and put a point in that Q early, as it doesn't affect creeps in any way, so there's no real reason to pick it up. But the other thing about Nasus is that he does dragons and barons so fast because of the way his ulti works. Pretty much you convert the max HP of units around you into AD. So with some attack speed reds and like a Wit's End is going to be the item I rush right now.
It is never.
You know, you go to a high health enemy target and you just deal like it's crazy how much damage you deal with. And that's another thing that you don't really get out of solo top Nasus. Solo top Nasus doesn't rush a Wit's End. Oh wow, this is perfect timing.
Yes.
And I should have had my level 2 boots by now.
If it is your wish.
Tower die. Tower die.
For grace, I go.
Ooh, so close. Chase Jarvis. So I'm not even gonna go for. Oh fuck, my level 2 boots. Oops. How much CC do they have? I don't really have all that much. So I'll just go for a Ninja Tabi. Because I mean I am anti-AD, so it's like playing Malphite, you know, you're like there's not even a whole spot for them. Good luck.
Your soul will be measured.
See if the solo bot lane Cassidy wants blue.
Do not try
sick build, bro.
my patience. Yes, summon.
Look at that clear time, man. It's tier 1.
It is
This
never
guy's so
ending.
overextended. So right now my Wither's at plus 45 only, which is nothing, but it's like it doesn't even matter. It's not point. Jungle Nasus.
If it is your
Sell one of these wards. Just gonna go for oracles, in fact. Because I'm so tanky and I have ghosts, it's like there's nothing. Oh fuck, but I just realized they do have a Jarvan. And Jarvan, you know, this was just a blind pick normal game. And they do have that Jarvan to lock me down in ulti, but really it's like, I think I'm getting pretty beasty right now. And I don't think that even if I get trapped in it, it's like it's not even gonna make a difference.
There, for grace, I go.
Up, up, up.
Do not try
so I ghosted to make sure I could secure this guy. Back here, you. Who do you think you're fooling?
If it is your wish. It is never ending.
Shit, I could get feasted right now for long enough. Boom! I was grinding up my auto attack there.
Yes, summoner.
And this is the thing about Riot's bounce that pisses me off. It's like, why should Nasus be a weaker jungler than Shyvana or Mundo just because he uses mana? It's not like there's any drawback for those guys using mana, you know? And Spiritfire does cost 130 mana, which I didn't factor in. It's a ridiculously high amount of mana. And that's probably the biggest weakness, being reliance on blue. At any rate. You know, it's just crazy that someone like, you know, that there would be that requirement. I don't really get it. It's like Amumu, Sejuani, like all these junglers with requirements on blue buff.
If it is your wish.
For no real reason. And it was a good step for them to make camps give you back mana. But I don't think it was enough. Also, it's just embarrassing. It's the one thing people always do when they're just starting out. It's like they just roam more than they sit in lane.
Do not try my
Cool
patience.
jump, bro. What's this guy doing? Oh, we're getting baited.
Shut down.
Angels fear to tread.
Go, sit in.
Rampage.
I'm afraid. Hey, Jar.
There, for grace, I go.
Oh, wow. Come out, please. Oh, man, I got ignited. That was done with me. I lost my oracles. I thought the team would be more proactive about that, but nope. Don't know if I want to go straight for that Shirelius. I probably wouldn't run Ghost again. I probably would run Flash. Because if you're going to build a Shirelius, it's like, I don't know. Ghost is just so underrated, I think. But really that Jarvan's screwing me over. So I'm probably going to go for the Aegis now. I like Aegis. It's a really underrated item. If you build double Aegis on both your bruisers, they both get 4k gold of stats. It's like Woda. Why does everyone think Woda is so strong, but no one builds double Aegis? 4k gold of stats for an item that costs like 2k each. You know, it's crazy. But I guess also people don't like this, people don't care about stats really when they buy items. No one really does the math to the point where stats are important in League of Legends. Everyone just cares about like kit and like the really obvious stuff. So it's like, I don't know. I mean, obviously people care a little bit about the numbers, but people would rather see like their Randuin slow cutting the enemy's AD or AS or MS than they would seeing like, oh, okay, so I get 15% more damage. Like, you know, it's a lot harder to comprehend how much an Aegis helps you stay alive versus something like a Frozen Heart or Randuin, which is a lot more like obvious.
An enemy has been slain.
It is never
So people would,
ending.
you know, people like the Shirelias, people like the Frozen Heart, the Randuins, the Death Cap, things with big impacts on the game. And they don't like the more subtle things
If it
like
is your wish.
very few people bother to do the math about whether it's better to go for like a Void Staff or an Tower's not gonna save you, bro. Don't fucking jungle Nasus with it. 2.6k HP. Holy crap. 500 from that. 450 from ult. So, that was the incredibly short and somewhat boring jungle Nasus video. And I really can't wait until my main is unbanned so I can do this shit in ranked. But yeah, TLDR, jungle Nasus not that bad. Hopefully this changed your mind.